new clause as printed on the marshalled list.
My Lords, it's a great pleasure to follow that powerful, comprehensive and I think highly persuasive speech from the noble Lord, Lord Alton. I will be extremely brief, but given there wasn't space to attach my name to this amendment, I just did want to briefly rise and offer Green support. I hardly need to declare my position as co-chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Hong Kong, since Lord Alton's done that already, but I will do that for the record. I just really wanted to make 2 points. I'm perhaps slightly less optimistic than the noble Lord Alton in saying, well, we create this law and they have to declare and they will, the sanctioned individuals will declare. But what this does is it creates a weapon to use against them when they don't. And I won't perhaps frame that slightly differently. And I think this is where this really actually rather relates to the debate on the last day of committee when we were talking about slaps. And we know the limitations, we've just been discussing the limitations of the resourcing and the capacity of our enforcement vehicles. It is very often going to be NGOs and journalists who are likely to expose this. But what this then does, if we bring in the anti-slaps rules and bring in this rule, then we can actually see those seizures actually happening, seeing the bill being effective. And I think the further point to make is that we're aiming with this bill, as we aimed with the previous economic crime bill, to close lots and lots of loopholes. But I would assume that even the noble Lord the Minister will not say, right, once we've got all this in, everything's right, everything will be fixed. We won't have any future problems. And I think as evidence for that, look at the fact that in August last year, the Register of Overseas Estates, entities, I can't read my own writing, overseas entities came in, and yet figures show that little more than half of the relevant overseas properties owned by overseas companies have actually been declared. So what we're looking at here with the work we're doing in this committee is really not just making a difference in theory, but actually making a difference in practice. And that essentially is what this amendment does.
My Lords, it's a great pleasure to support the noble Lord Alton.